Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Omniscient Reader or Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint chapters 76, 77, and 78. Sorry that I'm running a little bit behind this week, but I'm definitely going to do 3 chapters because of that. Even if the first 2 are long, I don't want to shortchange you when I'm already running really late. It's just that I put a lot of work into the Kubera review that I posted last night, and also I ran into more work than I expected outside of YouTube yesterday. So because of that, I ended up with a little bit less time than I expected. I thought I was going to be able to post both videos yesterday. But sorry, I'm a day behind, but things will usually be on Tuesdays for Omniscient Reader. Either way though, I'm excited to get into these 3 at the end of the last one. B Young showed back up, and B Young is one of my favorite characters. I really enjoy him. And speaking, I was like, oh, my goats are here. B Young and Suyeong in the same place. Maybe they'll interact. I don't really know how that'll work since B Young's a Dokkaebi. I don't know if he'll really just speak to Dokja. But then I'm like, I guess quote unquote my goats are just the Annoy Dokja squad. But talking about characters I enjoy, it reminds me, I talked before about, I said that somebody had asked about another character ranking, and I did one at around chapter 50. I was going to do one around 100, but Laki or Lachi, again, I always go back and forth, said that 107 or 109 might be a better stopping point to do another character ranking, so I was like, I'll bring it up to everybody, see what they say. What do you think is a good point to do another character ranking? 107, 109, somewhere around there. That was what they said. Did I say 107 and 103 for some reason? I feel like I misspoke. But 107, 109, anywhere else, where do you think is a good stopping point for me to do another character ranking? And I say stopping point, that doesn't mean I'll stop reading, just another good point to do another video like that. At the halfway point between then and there, I can say that right now, I feel like my top 3 are still like Suyeong, Hwiwon, and B Young. They are like the 3 that I'm really liking, and Dokja's really up there too. Dokja's a solid 4th place. Beyond that, I don't know. I like Ji Hye. I think a lot of the characters have a lot of potential. I think Gil Young is very fun. I want to like Hyunsung and Sanga a lot as well, but Hyunsung and Sanga remind me actually a lot of Ida and Uraraka from Hero Academia, where they show up as the, main character's very first sort of male and female friend, ally, and then they don't actually get all that much screen time or development comparative to a lot of characters that show up after them. I feel like that's what we've been going through so far with Hyunsung and Sanga, where there's a lot of characters in the series that I really want to like a lot, but I just don't think we've seen that much out of them yet, so I just have to wait to see more. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm excited to see what's happening since B Young is shown back up, and I guess that's it. Let's start reading. But first, sorry, I really want to tie my hair back because it's bothering me a little bit. But okay, let's start reading with chapter 76. We're getting the panel that we ended on last time with B Young, and then B Young. How have you been? Okay, that isn't actually the panels we ended on. These are new. Are you okay now? What about that mid-level Dokkaebi? What's gotten into him? Training? He must only be visible to be... Okay. It makes sense. That's kind of what I said in the intro, was kind of maybe thinking would happen, that only Dokja would be able to interact with him. But, it's a little bit disappointing. I kind of want to see how the others would react to a Dokkaebi just talking to him. You won't be seeing him for a while. He was disciplined. He won't be able to come back until the 5th scenario starts for real. Yeah, he really messed up in a lot of ways, honestly. Of course, I knew that had happened with him wreaking havoc like that. And even him being part of how the dragon got summoned early kind of set things on this wrong path. They kind of, you couldn't really predict it beforehand, but it ended up helping Dokja's cause in the end. Also, my channel leveled up again. Thanks to you, I'll probably be promoted to a mid-level Dokkaebi by next month. That's good. Hey, you don't sound too happy. What's good for me is good for you too, And I wonder, So do Dokubis evolve and look more and more human-like? Because we've seen Be Young and another that's kind of like Be Young, but the mid-level we saw, and a couple of the others that we've seen as like background Dokubi characters, have a little bit more of a humanoid shape to them than Be Young and the second one we saw do. But then you'll be much busier as a mid-level. Don't worry, I could care less about other incarnations, but there's no way I'd leave you hanging. And then the art has always looked incredible, but it's looking even better. What now? And then Suyeong notices. I don't know, I'm thinking. Why don't you let me learn it instead? What? We just need someone who knows the way of the wind skill or whatever, right? It doesn't matter who learns it. No way, only those with the protection symbol can learn the way of the wind. Then give me the protection symbol. The ownership of the symbol can't be transferred. Incarnation Han Suyeong has confirmed that you're telling the truth. You're even more skeptical than Junghyeok. Yeah, about that. Junghyeok was supposed to learn that skill in the novel, but why would you learn it in his place? You can just leave it to him. Let's go look for him while we can. We can just make him stronger and stronger to get through this. I realized when I was talking about characters I enjoy, I didn't really mention Junghyeok. A lot of people really, really like him, so I don't want to hate on him or anything, but to me, all of Junghyuk's thunder and coolness has kind of been stolen by Dokja for me personally. It's like Dokja has just made him look like a clown again and again, and like any cool thing he was kind of supposed to do, Dokja has kind of just taken it on himself and actually been more successful with it because of his meta knowledge. But either way, Junghyuk doesn't listen to others. And then, I'll seduce him. Best girl. What? She's so cute. Look at her. She's so great. I don't think you can. Am I not good enough? Besides, it's also a problem if we find him. Even Junghyeok won't be able to learn the way of the wind without the protection symbol. Right, true. I feel like she maybe should have been able to put that together, because Dokja can't transfer it to Junghyeok either. Which means he'll have to take it from me. And I need to be dead in order to unbind the symbol from my possession. And after what I've done to him, he'll definitely try to kill me if he sees me. What he did the last time they met. And even if I don't want to find, even if I want to find him, I don't, and he gets cut off. Help, please. He's severely injured. The constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is looking forward to your camaraderie. A few constellations are hoping you'll help the wounded. What's going on? The constellations are being pushy for some reason. And then they see what's going on. Don't look at me. I have no idea. And Be Young's still just hanging around. And it's Junghyeok who is down. We see his boots there, and then we get a shot of him. Okay. Episode 76, Chapter 16, 5th Scenario, Part 4. Dokja walks up. Junghyeok. It was you, wasn't it? You think it was me? Do you have proof? Didn't you activate a sub-scenario to bring him here? The timing's too perfect to call this a mere coincidence. Well, we found him. Now what? Well, Constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is anxious to hear your decision. You've been gifted 500 coins. We have to save him, right? He's the main character. But if we do... He thinks about how terrifying... They both think about how terrifying he is. True. Do you have anything to restrain him? It won't work on him. Then what if we keep him locked up somewhere? Then he'll just kill himself. True, and if he regresses, that's bad news. I guess he can just... And now... Yeah, but what happens to us if he does? I was just about to say, we know that Dokja was a little bit worried about that before, and I talked about it a lot, where it's like... So if he kills himself, Dokja doesn't know. Does he also regress? Or does this version of Dokja... Like, there are kind of three options, I guess. Does Dokja regress with him since he's the Omniscient Reader and he is just following the story? Does Dokja just cease to exist because he was only in this regression? And maybe another Dokja will exist in the next regression, but Junghyeok will probably make a point to kill him immediately if he does. So this current Dokja could just cease to exist. Or the third option is Junghyeok progresses and creates a new branching timeline, but this timeline continues on without Junghyeok in it because he's already dead. So there's kind of those are the three options. It's Dokja regresses with him because it's all a story and he has to follow the story as the reader. He doesn't regress with him and just vanishes into nothingness because this timeline ceases to exist. Or this timeline continues on without Junghyeok, and Dokja is just now in a timeline without him. And now, not only that, but as another person who is, I guess, a renouncer, the first renouncer, or the top renouncer, Suyeong also now has to worry about that thing. That's why we should stop him. No one knows what could happen. But who could have done this to him? Oh, by the looks of it, it appears he got taken down with one huge blow. They both stop. Thinking, was it me? What's up? You look flustered all of a sudden. It's nothing. He'll kill me for sure if he ever wakes up. Has he been like this ever since I punched him with 100 strength 2 days ago? I was going to say if so, how did he survive? But he could probably survive because the coins he needs for the daily don't get killed by the scenario tax, he probably has enough to cover it. And then immediate snap open glare. And they both immediately, I love the way that this panel is done, the way they sort of hop back to get away. And then we have the sweating fake smile Dokja. Oh man, I'm done for. Hey, can't you just let it go already? It was a fair fight. Don't hold it against me. You tried to kill me too. Why does the main character of TWSA have to be someone like him? If Hyunsung or Huiwon were the main character. He's mumbling something. What? Is he trying to tell me something? He's obviously saying, I'll kill you, Kim Dokja. Level 2 of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint activated. Kim Dokja. Did he just call my name? I know you can hear me. Looking back on all the things you've done. What? I know you can. If you don't act now, this world will... Damn it. Maybe I was wrong. And then he freezes up. Junghyeok, do you hear me? Has he fainted again? Okay, so Junghyeok was actually putting 2 and 2 together. The Dokja can hear his thoughts. Strange. With this much damage, his resuscitation still should have kicked in. Personal skill, character profile activated. There's too much information about this character. Converting character profile to character summary. Okay, and we have the things we've seen before. Wow, he has so many personal skills. I feel like a few of these might be new, but he had a lot before. His stats insanely high. This character is currently suffering from a status ailment. He's suffering from 1,000 spirit poison. A status ailment? He must have been poisoned. It was his only weakness in his early rounds. Excuse me, are you Kim Dokja? He kept telling me to take him to you, Mr. Dokja. This is getting intriguing. So, first of all, this is something that Dokja doesn't know about as a reader, whatever specifically is happening. Secondly, we can have the Dokja Junghyeok, I was going to say we can finally have the team up, but maybe that's a bit too far. They can at least start to work together on something because there's a threat big enough to make them work together with whatever's going on. And also, the fact that he was take me specifically to Dokja because he's the one that can help with this. This is turning into some really cool stuff because I've liked the past 6 or so chapters where as much as I want to see the other side characters and what they're doing, as much as I want them to have a little focus or them to have a little attention, I have absolutely loved the stuff with Dokja and Suyeong and their chemistry together. The stuff that's gone on with just the two of them I think has been really, really good. So to get to throw in Junghyeok into the mix and to see maybe some Dokja and Junghyeok stuff, have them work together a bit, develop Junghyeok more, I think that could be really exciting. Hey, just what the hell's going on? Do you see now? I didn't have anything to do with this. Alright, can you open up the Dokkaebi shop? Purchase the item Midday Rendezvous ×1 and then Old Barbara's Branch ×1, Novice Dalton's Horn ×2, Detox Potato ×1, Einter Temple's Purification Water ×2, Elaine Forest Essence ×1, and then you've spent a total of 7,370 coins. If he's really been poisoned with the Thousand Spirit, Elaine Forest Essence alone won't be enough to cure him. What are you making? An antidote. So you've decided to help him. And I love that he's doing just the video game cooking, minigame here. I think he came to me on purpose. On purpose, why? Maybe he came to ask for help. I don't think he came all this way in that state to kill you. There's no way he'd do that. How do you know? I just do. That's the kind of person he is. And of course, being the one and only reader, Dokja, other than the author himself, Dokja knows Yoo Junghyeok better than anyone. Honestly, scarily, better than Junghyeok at this point probably knows himself. Here, I found a spoon. It looks like it'll end up killing him instead. That does look really horrible. And I guess he'll have to die. Jeez, you two would make a great couple. Do you want to do it? No. I won't let you even if you want to. Constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is moved by your act of kindness. You've been gifted 500 coins. And then again, just spamming it. Spamming the super chats. I didn't know feeding him would pay so well. But is he really giving me money because he's moved? I thought... Well, no, I guess Demonic Judge of Fire is a guy. I was going to say I thought Demonic Judge of Fire was a woman, but I guess it's Uriel, right? So I guess, I don't know, like, angels in fictional media are confusing. They're usually androgynous at the least. And then he starts to wake up. Hey, you're back. And Suyeong in the background hiding. Use the item Midday Rendezvous. Midday Rendezvous, and it's an item that you can use to have a private conversation with a chosen target for a given time. There's more than one, or if there's more than one person, it can be used like a group chat. The reason I'm using this item is because Junghyeok's tongue has been paralyzed from the poison, waiting for your target to accept, and to prevent Han Suyeong from stealing the Sintel. And lastly, how did he know? Because I don't want Junghyeok to know that I can read his mind. If I had more coins, I would have learnt the telepathy skill. Your target's accepted your request. Initializing Midday Rendezvous. And then Yoo Junghyeok is entered. Hey, can you hear me? Good, he accepted. Go east, immediately. He's ordering me around when I've just saved his life. The catastrophe of questions is about to wake up. What? Someone is waking all the catastrophes. Okay, so there are some people, like, playing into the apocalypse. We see someone with white hair. And they touch the stone, and the meteorite happens to be right in front of this church, perfectly framed with the sunset and everything. Or I guess it's east. There shouldn't be a sunset. Maybe this is the sunrise. Well, I guess the church could be located to the east, but Dokja and them are currently behind it, so they are to the west of it. That could be true. So, never mind. Maybe go east, but it's also, like, facing east, so that camera angle would be towards the west. We still have 8 days, yeah. I was going to say last chapter was 8 days, and I doubt any more passed in just the short amount of conversations we had this chapter. Either way, that was a really, really, really good chapter. I'm excited, even though he's paralyzed right now, so I don't know how much he's going to be doing until he's over all of that. I'm excited to see Junghyeok and Dokja get to interact more. I want to see that. Suyeong is still around, and she's still great. It's cool having Young around in his, sort of phantom form, just to mess around with Dokja some more. All of that's very, very, very fun, and I like the direction the story's heading. We have the people trying to wake up the catastrophes or calamities or whatever, which is bad, and that could set up some interesting antagonistic forces in the story. So I'm excited for all of that. Let's keep reading. We still got 2 more chapters. Let's go to 77. Starting chapter 77, We have them rushing over to begin with, and they are taking Junghyeok with them. So the random guy that was with Junghyeok, I wonder if he's gonna stick around or anything. I mean, Lycaon is still hanging around back there. And also, not only Lycaon, but there should be other like guides for this stuff. I forgot what the exact terminology was for them, but like what Lycaon is, there should be ones for like each of the 5 calamities. So there should be 4 more of whatever. Like, are they also going to be people that were from other worlds that were destroyed? It's interesting. There are going to be 4 more of whatever he is, though. Or at least 3 more, because one was already handled by Dokja, technically. Is it okay to leave that wolf there? The immune tar can sense where symbol owners are. He'll come find us when he wakes up. More importantly, can't you carry him instead? You can use your avatar. No way. If you were me, you would be... If you were me, would you be able to carry someone who's decapitated you? Okay, that's why. And then, you need to leave, or you can leave me here. I don't need your help. Don't get cocky. I might really just dump you here. Oh, he's so dramatic. When do you think you'll be able to move on your own? In 2 days? You're gonna kill me then, aren't you? And then, why isn't he answering? He's making me anxious. I asked that as a joke. I can't help you if you're like that, or I can't help you if you're going to be like that. How am I supposed to help someone who's gonna kill me? I'll help you if you agree to an oath of existence. Pledge that you won't kill me until the end of this regression. I can't do that. What a prick. Because again, from Yu Junghyeok's perspective, with what he's probably been through in the first life plus the first 2 regressions, we don't know how much further he's been to where we're currently at, but for somebody as suspicious as Dokja to be involved in all this, I kind of understand him being like, I can't promise not to kill you, because he really still doesn't know that much about Dokja. Then at least swear you won't kill me until the end of the 5th scenario. If you can't do that, I really can't help you. I swear. Okay, and we're seeing... This is interesting. So that is Junghyeok's body. We're seeing these flames in the skeletal structure. Oath of existence is an oath that you take on yourself. If you break the oath, you'll be killed by the blue flame that engulfs your heart. I can't believe you made me do this. I won't kill you, but I'll get you back for hitting me. And he smiles. Just 1 punch, okay? You have to go easy on me. Alright? As long as this is enough to make us even, I won't die. I won't die though, will I? And then, Chapter 17, Triple S Grade Talent Part 1. Okay, a new chapter. We're seeing these vines or roots with eyes growing on them over the Chonho Daeg something and Jumshil Day something sign. It's actually like fully over all of the buildings. Tier 7 plant monster Yanaspleta is weary of your presence. Don't make any sudden moves. We'll be okay as long as we don't attack first. Be careful not to step on the root. Looks like Kronos has started terraforming. The 5th scenario is a battle between different worlds. Humans must fight off an invasion from another world. Just as Seoul is being transformed into Kronos, China is being invaded by the 3rd Wuxia world. That's really a cool concept. So it's Kronos then. It's just the one world that the Immune Tar are from that is dealing with Seoul then. And Japan will be invaded by the White Demon world. Damn it, everywhere we go it's infested. The terraforming should have sped up since the catastrophe's awakening. Who could be doing such a thing? Probably someone like you. You're the one who woke the fire dragon, remember? But you handled that well. That's only because that mid-level Dokkaebi penalized the fire dragon, and it wasn't a walk in the park. Don't say things like that because you weren't the one fighting it. Shouldn't there be some kind of penalty this time around too? Penalties won't work on the catastrophe of questions, and I doubt the Dokkaebi will help us any more. The monsters in our path have already been slain. Junghyeok must have fought them on his way to find me, and with his injuries too. Damn him. There's something I wanted to ask you. Why'd you come to me? In that state, thought you'd just end up regressing. Pathetic. If he knew what he does in the 8th round, he wouldn't be able to say that. If I were to give up that easily, I wouldn't have even begun my journey. That's right. Yu Junghyeok of TWSA was someone who never gave up or hesitated to kill, but that was because his mental state had been worn down due to experiencing so many tragedies. He was originally a very humane character who had hopes and dreams. I thought I knew everything there was about Junghyeok, but maybe I don't know his 3rd regression very well. Your understanding of the character Yu Junghyeok has increased. You were the first person who came to mind. You were gutsy enough to destroy the ruler's throne, so I thought you'd be of help. I thought you'd give me an earful about destroying the throne. There's no point in arguing about things in the past. I thought that throne was a nuisance anyway. A nuisance? You probably did it to block off the otherworld god. Dokja stops. This is my first time having a serious conversation with him, but aside from being cool, was he always this smart? I thought it wasn't a bad idea, but what comes next is a different story. Because you destroyed the throne, the guides had been... Okay, why did I read place somewhere in there? Oh, because of all over the place. I was like, where did I mess that up? Because you destroyed the throne, the guides had been scattered all over the place, and there's been a setback in collecting the meteorites. That's also why the terraforming sped up in Gwangjin-gu and Gangdong-gu. The Wanderers are using the power of the meteorite. But using its power doesn't simply speed up terraforming. One of the 10 evils got their hands on a meteorite. 10 evils. Don't tell me it's the Poison Beauty, Solhua? So you know, she's the only person who can use the Thousand Spirit Poison. But how did she infect you? You wouldn't have fought her head on if you knew who you were up against. I tried to talk to her. Talk. I thought I could make her an ally. Okay, and we see her with sort of, I guess, the original story's protagonists in Namun, Jihye, and Junghyeok. Right. I remember now. The Poison Beauty, Lee Solhua, was not only a second regression's companion, but also his lover. So she was the romance in that regression. Oh, and that was, hold on, the second regression. Okay, so that was literally just the last regression he went through. It's not like you to do that. I know, it was pathetic. She wasn't the Solhua I knew. But I wanted to believe, even for a moment, that she was still the same woman of my memories. I know how you feel. You say it as if you've regressed before. You don't have to experience it to know. I know I shouldn't use that word lightly, but he's never been understood by anyone, nor will he in the future. The character Yu Junghyeok has been deeply shaken, so shouldn't it be fine for me to tell him at least that? Character Yu Junghyeok has received a little consolation. That's strange. You're definitely not a regressor. Is that one of your abilities, as a prophet? But I still won't let my guard down. You're the scoundrel who kidnapped my sister. I didn't kidnap her. I was just protecting her. You should know I'm telling you the truth since you have the lie detection skill. Dokja. They stop. And we have a beanstalk going into the sky? Oh no, it's literally stuff coming out of the sky. I suppose the rift from Kronos. Damn it. Gangdong-gu is already... Aren't we too late? What if the catastrophe's awake already? I doubt it. If it was, the scenario would have started. That symbol on the ground. We've arrived at the Poison Beauty's territory. She's moving faster than expected. Looking at their defenses, I can tell this isn't going to be easy. Do you have a plan? We only need to steal the meteorite. I'll hold them at bay while you go grab it. There's no need to hurry. Even if the catastrophe begins, the catastrophe of questions can be suppressed right away. Suppress it? And who do you suggest do that? You're injured. You, of course. Weren't you going to do that anyway? And why do you think that? And we have Suyeong creating more avatars. Because you probably already woke the guide and learned the path of wind. He must be upset that I stole his chance to learn the path of wind. And then, I didn't learn it. Why? I didn't learn it. Why? You had plenty of time. I can explain the theories. No, it's because I don't have the talent. And he gets pissed. If you had just let me... I can't see his face, but I can feel his glare on the back of my head. There's people. And we have many Suyeongs? She just gets better. Sorry. And they take Junghyeok away. Again, she said, you know, carrying the one who beheaded her. Run toward Chungho Daegyo. Again, with A and E beside each other, I never know if it's like two characters, the character for A and the character for E, or if it's the character for A, which is usually romanized as AE. I feel like more often than not, it's probably going to be actually A. So I would assume it's Chunho Daegyo, or Chunho Daegyo, I would assume. Everyone. Help! Move it, hurry! They're running. They're all getting hit. His wound is changing color. Poison arrows. Get him. We have all the, I'm assuming just wanderers that work for the Poison Beauty firing. And then a web spreads to block them. They're surprised. And I might sound stupid, because the web thing, spider looking, doesn't seem like a Sang-ah thing, but I was thinking Sang-ah had like shiny yellow threads, right? So this may be Sang-ah, but I don't think so. This seems like, if it is, this is a pretty crazy skill coming out of her. And also spiderwebs don't really seem like her vibe that much, but I could be wrong. But that's just what it made me think of. But we got cliffhung before I could actually get any more information than that. Okay, last chapter for this time around, and I do think this has been fun so far. 77 was like really heavy on just Junghyeok and Dokja talking to each other, and I think it's really nice seeing them interact. Again, this is something that I've kind of said that I wanted out of this set of chapters when he first showed up at 76, was for those two to spend some more time together, plus we still have Suyeong here. So yeah, I'm just excited to see where we go. Again, we kind of left off at a weird cliffhanger where I just need to see what happens. So let's start reading. We start off seeing the web come in to protect them. The arrow's hitting the web. And then is it actually? It's only been 2 days. Get 'em. And then... what? There's something below us? Hey, that woman... This person's profile cannot be browsed using character profile. This character doesn't have a registered character profile. Is that Sang-ah? And complete change. What the heck? Totally different. What 2 days does to a motherfucker. We have Sang-ah just goes from like cinnamon roll to hardened survivor in 2 days time. I love it. This is great. Okay. Then chapter 17, Triple S grade talent. We have her jumping from air platforms. Cool. She's flying. So again, she just has a ton of crazy cool abilities now. And she throws out these knives and strings threads through them to all the people. Pulls back on them to slice all the heads off of these guys. Jeez. And bifurcate some of them, so it's not just heads. arm from the one guy. Is that really the Sangha I know? How did she get so strong? Is it because she has the talent? Kill her. And then, she's improved much quicker in your absence. I don't think you have a knack for helping your companions grow. It was the same with Hyun Sung. She's gotten to where she is now because of how much I helped her in the beginning. Sorry, this is Dokja. Damn it, why'd you get her much stronger now that I'm not around? I feel like recording, especially after eating, like even if it's been a couple hours after eating, it feels like it always gives me like weird occasional hiccups. Damn it, why'd you get much stronger now that I'm not around? It makes me look useless. Sangha. This way. Dokja, what are you? Let's talk after we get out of here. Get to the high-rise back over there. You need to secure a view of the surroundings from higher ground. To the high-rise. And you better watch out for that woman. Watch out. He glances back. Which one? And we have both Suyeong and Sangha. And then, like I mentioned before, with the A versus like with the A versus E versus AE, so should it be A and then or should it be A? It was the same thing where I at first was reading Sangha as Sangha because I'm like, is it SANGA like with a sort of soft like ending there, so it's just or like people corrected me that it is the actual character. It's NG, not N and then space and G. It is the character NG, one character. So it is Sung The first character is Sung, the second is so that is that's why I say her name like that. But again, another sort of instance of me having to be like, you know, is it the I guess is a diphthong two characters coming together to make a different sound? Is that what it is? If that's what it is, then it's like, is it the diphthong of the one sound because of the two letters, or is it two separate letters back to back? Sangha, are you alright? I'm fine, what about you? I'm okay too. Awkward. What the? We've only been apart for a few days. Why are things so awkward? What the hell is he doing, thinks Suyeong. She's pretty well equipped. He sees what she's wearing. Looks like you've been through a lot, too. Well, yeah. When I opened my eyes after being transported, I was in Gangdong-gu with Pildu. You were with Pildu. Yes, he helped me out a lot. They seem to have gotten close, seeing as now she's calling him by name. Where did he go? We got separated when we were fighting against the Gangdong-gu group. It was because he was trying to save me. And I realize I've been saying 2 days. It might have been longer, but I thought this scenario was supposed to be 10 days, and we had 8 days left, so I was assuming only 2 had passed. It was because he was trying to save me. Go ahead. He lured them toward the Han River at the last minute, and I can't believe he died saving someone. After all, he was one of the 10 evils. Pildu, he should still be alive. Seeing as how nothing happened to me despite the contract with the Defense Master, he definitely is alive. Okay, cool. Pildu should be okay, don't worry. That's a relief. Where'd you get those clothes and that knife? Oh, these. After we got separated, I came across a green meteorite and... A green meteorite? Oh, did she train with one of the 5 guides? The green meteorite holds rare items. Never mind. I'm so jealous. Like, she was lucky to have come across it so early. Is that really everything? What? Let's say you got them by pure luck. But those items alone couldn't have made you that strong. Who's your supporting constellation? How did you level up your agile movement and reinforce knife fighting skills so quickly? That's not possible, even with a growth package. And she's surprised. And who are you? Me? The first disciple. She freezes up and thinks about the disciples who invaded before. And everything that's happened. Her face. What a fucking goofball. I love her. Oh my god. She draws her knives. Wait, Sung-ha. She's not an enemy. You two were friends already? It's nothing like that. She killed all those in the Chungmuro group. Don't tell me you forgot. That's right. Sung-ha was second in command of the Chungmuro group in my absence. She seemed to have grown attached to a lot of the members. Chungmuro. Oh, I see. You're that girl. Hey, Dokja. I know I'm no good, but judge wisely. She seems to be hiding something. Why, you... Speaking of Chungmuro, and also Sung-ha has always hid her powers, and I think it was hinted at earlier that the reason she was hiding it was because of her constellation. But again, we don't know why she isn't being more forthcoming, other than the fact that maybe that is a condition of her powers. She wasn't that strong when I saw her then. Don't you find that suspicious? There's no way she can improve herself that fast, even with a fabled constellation supporting her. Unless she has an SSS. The "and" threw me off because I was going to say triple S. She has a triple S grade growth skill. But how many constellations can provide something like that? In Korea, of all places. Geez, shit-talking your own country. Because, I mentioned before when I was joking, and somebody even commented about me joking, I was like, so if this is all based on your, local stuff, are people in America, you only got, 300-ish years of fables or mythology to call back to, if you're, I don't know, if you're not counting, Native American, but, so it's yeah, I don't know. It feels like Korea would have plenty of history. I mean, maybe not as much as some places where there's some really ancient stuff. But yeah, either way. I want to say she's wrong, but I can't help but agree with her. Seeing her use the magic thread, I thought her supporting constellation was Ariadne, the lover of the abandoned labyrinth. Okay, so that isn't a Korean exclusive one. But a constellation at that level can't help Sung-ha grow that quickly. And in that movement, looks like it was Hermes' stroll. But if her supporting constellation is Ariadne, she wouldn't be able to use Hermes' stigma. Unless she's picked up some extra stigma somehow. Sung-ha. Hello everyone, how have you been? And we have a Dokkaebi cutting in. Looks like the participants this time around seem to be hot-headed. We still have a week to go until the start of the scenario, but a lot of you were waking the catastrophes. You must be dying to play the next scenario. I was going to take it easy for a while, since the Dokkaebi in charge is away. This is bad. This is really bad. Since you're practically begging for it. How can I not give you a scenario and still call myself a Dokkaebi? Okay, and we have a new one. Or at least, maybe 3 new ones? I don't recognize the other 3 with Young, because none of them look like the one that was there when we first met Suyeong. The one with the black fur looks kind of familiar, but I think that might just because we may have seen another with black fur, but it might not be that one specifically. But yeah, these are new. A scenario at a time like this can only mean sub-scenario Stop the Catastrophe has arrived. And it's an S difficulty, or S-. A mystery group that calls Gangdong-gu home is trying to wake one of the catastrophes, get rid of them, and stop the catastrophe from waking. Time limit's only 2 hours, rewards 22,000 coins, and the penalty for failure is the catastrophe of questions will appear sooner than scheduled. Damn it, it's just as I feared. The catastrophes will be hatching soon. And we still see the person there who's presumably part of the one summoning it early. Since we were given a scenario to stop the catastrophe, the Poison Beauties group should have been given a scenario to protect the catastrophe. Calm down, you two. This isn't the time to be fighting amongst ourselves. The time limit for the sub-scenario is 2 hours, which means that the catastrophe will be hatched in 2 hours. let's take care of this first. It might be a short time limit, but at least you know what the time limit is. You got some information out of it. And we're seeing the, I guess, just chaos, the terraforming spreading from Kronos. The Poison Beauties group is based in the Chunho-dong area within Gyeongdong-gu. It's full of churches and cathedrals. The least terraformed area is north-northeast from their base, near Chunjung-ro, 16-gil. And I'm assuming, like, the gu that I mentioned before was, like, areas, and, like, the ro, the gil, and stuff like that, I'm assuming are, like, buildings, blocks, streets, things like that. If we can make it through here, we'll be able to get to their base in no time. It'll be heavily guarded, though. It's okay. We can move from building to building where possible. I want Suyeong and Sangha to take the front. Try to get along, okay? Okay. We have them landing. What the? Alright, and that's where we get cliffhung. And now we have both scenarios going on. But yeah, it says you must eat 3 meals a day and sleep for 6 hours every night. So I guess because he's paralyzed and can't eat himself, well, can't eat for himself, you know what I mean. Maybe he just wasn't paralyzed that long ago. It was a very, very recent thing. Okay. That honestly seems like the hardest, because you're like in a destroyed city. Eating 3 meals a day seems like the most difficult of those 3 things, because as long as you're not in immediate danger, you can force yourself to sleep wherever, and the survival fee is probably, honestly, to me, the easiest of these 3. But yeah, either way, 7 days remaining now, and that's where we end. Okay, let me show off the credits and talk a little bit. Where is my... Here it is. trying to find the filter. That was fun. That was really good. Admittedly, compared to like the last 2 read-throughs, we didn't end on as conclusive a place. We didn't end where I'm like, oh yeah, that was just a completed story in those 3 chapters. Now it's like, you know, I kind of have to wait to see what happens next. But I thought that was very fun. Sangha getting some growth, some development is a very good thing. Again, I want more out of these characters, so I'm glad when they get more. The stuff with Dokja and Junghyeok was kind of the main event of this read-through, and I think it's very good having Junghyeok, you know, be like, hey, I know of anybody, as much as I don't want to, as much as I don't like you, you're the guy I can rely on in a situation like this. That's really cool, and their conversation, everything was great. Suyeong was around the whole time, and I just think that she is crazy entertaining. She is one of the most, if not the most entertaining characters. We've got more Bi-young. Bi-young is still around with those other 3 Dokkaebi here. We've gotten more new Dokkaebi. Again, the one might not be new. I don't think we've seen that one in particular, though. We definitely haven't seen the red one, and the other white one, but with different shaped horns, I don't think we've seen either. I don't remember 100% off the top of my head what the one looked like from the scenario. I think it was it second scenario or third scenario? It might have been second scenario when they first met Huiwon. I don't 100% remember what that one looked like, but I definitely remember it not looking like any of these. So that one is still out there somewhere. The one that we've been seeing a bit of, the mid-level one, is currently being punished and is away. So yeah, also more world building type stuff with the terraforming of the part of this scenario is that each, you know, place that is sectioned off by these domes is having to deal with an invasion from somewhere, like from a different world, and each world is different from distinct from one another. Different is confusing to use twice in that context. But yeah, either way, that's it. Thank you for watching. I want to go ahead, and this video is probably going to be a good like 50 minutes or something, so I really want to go ahead and like edit because it's nearly midnight, so I gotta edit, gotta get this, you know, render it, uploaded, make a thumbnail and everything. So thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. Would love to talk to you in the comments. We can talk on Twitter if you want, we can talk on Discord if you want, just ask and I can give you a link. It is free and open for anyone. If you'd like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks down below, would be appreciated. Or if you'd like to help support the channel by not only support the channel, help me to continue to make videos, but also to get One Piece videos a little early, to get shoutouts at the end of every video, you could hit join down below to become a channel member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, our link will be in the description, to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular, Evan Holly, Magical Girls, sorry, something is messing up. Sorry about that. That was totally on OBS. Thank you, Chosen Regular, Evan Holly, Magical Girls, Evernono and Abyss Knight, Cheriton Students, David Langstaff, and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pateardeal. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.